So recently, Factory Fortress launched the Trench Crusade Kickstarter, and what a successful campaign they had, absolutely smashing out of the park, and raising a total of $3.3 million. Absolutely incredible. Over 20,000 people backed it, including myself, and I went with the physical rulebook and a digital warband, and it was right last minute when I actually decided which warband I was going to do, and I decided to settle on the Iron Sultanate. Now, I have been making some Trench Pilgrims, so I thought it might just been a bit of a waste just to go with them, as I've already sort of kit bashed a few miniatures for them already. So yeah, I went with the Iron Sultanate, and in this video, we're going to take a look at the miniatures, see how well they print, and then I'm going to just give you a quick rundown on how I paint them. Now, I'm only painting them just for tabletop standards, so nothing particularly exciting, but I do quite like how they turned out. It's not a step-by-step tutorial by any means, but you'll get a rough idea of my painting process behind them, and you'll get to see them all finished and lovely at the end. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so I'm going to be printing these on my Mars 4 DLP, and I've managed to fit the Azebs and the Captain onto one build plate, so we've got 4 Azebs. Captain, including the banner. I think the banner comes with and without the detailing on the banner, so you can just print it completely plain if you wish, but I decided to have all the detail on there. And after a little while of printing, this is how they turned out. So they'll be washed and cured, and we'll see them in a little while. And my other build plate had the Sapper, the Alchemist, and the Lion of Jabir. So initially when these first came out, there was a couple of issues with some of the miniatures. I think they had some little hollowed areas and such without any drainage, so resin was sort of getting trapped in them, but the people behind Trench Crusade, they got these files fixed really quickly, and they look absolutely beautiful after they're all cleaned and cured. They came out really nice. And of course, I used as I said, I used the Mars 4 DLP, so there are better printers out there which could print them at even higher quality, and I'm sure I could have fiddled with my settings to do even better quality, but I think they still turned out really nice. They're beautiful miniatures, lots of detail on them, and yeah, I just think they look fantastic. So for the remainder of this video, I'll be painting them up. I won't be giving you a step-by-step, but I'll show you sort of briefly just a quick way of how I painted them. So first thing that I did was I went online to see if I could find some examples of miniatures that have already been painted for this faction. Now of course these official ones have only just been released, so I don't expect to see many of them. But even for like proxies and stuff, there's not a great deal about, and if you scroll down far enough, I actually find my own miniatures that I posted to social media quite recently too. So yeah, really it was a case of just looking at the artwork and maybe switching a few colours out, and yeah, coming up with something a little bit different. So I've got the Azebs in front of me here. I've got all the miniatures actually. I will be painting them all at the same time, but mostly just showing you Azebs. And I picked out these 2 colours from the Two Thin Coats range, and they're going to be sort of main colours I'm going to base my scheme off. We've got a nice sort of yellow and a purple, so they contrast very nicely with each other. And I know this is all grimdark and that, and they're quite bright colours, but don't worry, I have a plan. And I'm recording this voiceover after I've painted them, so I know that the final result's good. So yeah, bear with me. So yeah, the yellow's going to be on all of the like robes and stuff like that. And then the purple will be on other bits of cloth and accessories and stuff. So it'll be mostly this colour. I say yellow, it's like sort of a yellowy, creamy colour. It's always nice to have a bit of an excuse to use paints that I don't use very often. In this case, probably not at all. I've only had the Two Thin Coats Wave 3 a few months, not very long. I apologise if I did go out of shot. I'll try and stay in shot as much as I can in this video. I need to sort out a bit of a better setup for doing this, really. So I'm going in with a purple now, but I'm actually using a darker purple. The spectral purple is really nice, and I will be using it for highlights later on, but I want to start with a darker purple. And yeah, this is going to go on like all their trousers and other little cloth areas, their turbans. Are they actual, like, classed as turbans? I'm not a huge expert on Middle Eastern headwear, I'm afraid, so if I've got that wrong, don't shout at me too much. And some miniatures, they have like some sort of fabric sort of underneath their clothes as well, like some sort of skirt maybe. So that's also going to be purple. Shoulder pad areas on this particular miniature, it's a sapper, I think he's called. Again, I'm sorry, I keep not sort of focusing in the middle of the shot. Also the flag or the banner, that will also be purple. So next up, I'm painting some of the gold areas. You can see I've got the captain here, as he's got a lot of gold on him. And I just use, is it Runelord Brass? Yeah, Runelord Brass I use for that, as I want a sort of more of a brassy colour. And you can see here it is on the Azeb. And then just taking some lead belcher for all the silver areas. So this will be the guns as well. And yeah, as you can see, I'm just laying down a lot of base coats at this stage. And all the boots are going to be brown. Now, I can't remember the exact paints that I've used on all of these. So as I say, it's not a step-by-step guide or anything like that, just sort of showing the process behind painting them. It is just a quick tabletop standard, but I think they do turn out pretty nice in the end. Some of the backpacks and stuff and pouches will also be painted in the same brown. Again, that just speeds up the whole painting process. We use a lot of the same colours throughout. Rackart flesh has just been applied to all like the gas masks. Also painting a horn in this colour as well. Again, using the same colours in different areas. I don't know why I didn't want to focus much on this particular clip. And then I give them all a big heavy dose of Agrax Earthshade. Probably a bit too heavy in this instance, but I do make sure it doesn't pool up too much. But I also want it just to cover the whole miniature, make them recesses nice and dark, and also darken down the colours, and this even goes over the purple. So just over the whole miniature, it gives us a nice sort of dirty look on the metal as well. You can see once it's dry, it looks really nice. The details really starting to pop a lot more as well. So next step is to start sort of highlighting these areas, going back in with the same yellow as before. I'm trying to be as neat as possible. And I did think about layering it all back over, but I think I did in the end actually. I was just going to sort of highlight the edges at first, but then I think I did layer it over most of these areas just to bring them back up a little bit. But more sort of thin layers, so it's not as bright as the original base coat. I can also go over any areas where the wash has pooled a little bit as well. You can see it has done in a couple of areas. And then the purple, I go over with a mix of the base coat and the spectral purple. I sort of go over that, just keeping the darker area in the recesses. And then I do take the spectral purple as a highlight. You can see it probably just needs to be a little bit thinner. It looks really thick on the brush. But yeah, it came out alright. I fix any areas where it looks too much, like on the leg here. That went on too thick, so I fix all that. Even at this stage though, that still needs a little bit of touching up. And yeah, you can clearly not see what I'm painting completely out of shot here. So well done me. I assume I'm painting the feathers. Yeah, so the feathers are in like this turquoisey blue colour. and I paint the hands in a light brown. So I don't know if they've got gloves or bare skin, so I just went for bare skin, and then finally top them up with some Stalin mud on the base. And yeah, there's some other areas, some extra highlights, some cleaning up and stuff like that I didn't show on camera. But here is the final result. I also didn't show me painting the lion of Jabir either, but yeah, I'm really happy with how they all turned out. Very quick paint job, but yeah, the results I'm quite happy with. And because they're 3D printed, you know, if I ever wanted to paint them at a higher standard, I could just easily just print them again and paint them to a higher standard. But I just wanted to get them ready, mostly for this video, but they're also ready to go on the tabletop, should I ever get around to having a game of anything at some point. But I did want to finish my Trench Pilgrims as well, but as they were mostly kit bashed, I'm not 100% sure about mixing in some of the official miniatures yet. Well, I have printed out the Shrine, and the Anchorite Shrine, because it's just awesome. And yeah, if you want to see any miniatures that I've painted, and that I will paint, etc., then all our socials are in the description, and feel free to subscribe to this channel, and like this video if you want. I did ask a question, are these miniatures any good? Well, I mean, I think they are. I think they're brilliant. I love the whole aesthetic of Trench Crusade, and yeah, the miniatures are really nice. They printed well once they fixed their little issues, and yeah, really good. So I look forward to painting some more.